You connect yourself with the ultimate reality, and I think he was Aurobindo. Aurobindo was a great sage, isn't it? So that was very nice paper, and Lord Jagannath was remembered by Patnaik Bhai, and it was also a nice paper. Then we talk of Buddha, isn't it? He talks of Buddha. Actually, T.S. Eliot had pointed out every great writer in writing of himself writes his age. He tries his best. Each and every author is the child of his own age. He lives in the society, he grows in the society, he gathers his experiences living in the society, and when he expresses his experiences in the form of writing, that writing takes the form of literature. And that's why we tell literature is the mirror of society. And you see, Chaucer presents the picture of 14th century society. Donne presents Shakespeare presents the picture of Elizabethan society. Donne presents the picture of 17th century society. We find the reflection of 18th century society in Pope's poetry. We find the picture of 19th century society in the poetry of Wordsworth, Coleridge, Byron, Shelley, Keats. And similarly, we find the reflection of Victorian society in the poetry of Tennyson, Browning, and Arnold. Likewise, T.S. Eliot had also tried his best to present the real picture of the modern society and modern age. Modern age is the age of science and technology. We have lost our faith in God and we have become hollow. We are hollow men, we are a stuffed men, head piece filled with a straw, shaped without form, shaped without color, paralyzed force, gesture without motion. Yes. This is the scenario of the modern age. There is no union in the family. Yes. Darkness exists at our heart. The result is things are fallen apart. Center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is used upon the world. And there was no peace in the life of T.S. Eliot. And when he was a student at Harvard University, he was suggested by his two teachers, George Santayana and Arvind Bing Babbitt, to read Oriental philosophy. Oriental philosophy includes Jainism, Buddhism, the Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? So he was very much influenced by Buddhism. And what is Buddhism? In my opinion, Buddhism is nothing but the philosophy of Buddha. The philosophy of Buddha. Buddhism contains the sermons of Buddha. Yes. Buddhism is based on equality, liberty, and fraternity. My friend has already pointed out, it never believes in caste, creed, and religion. It is always concerned with nature. And that was the reason that Buddha sat under the peepal tree on the bank of the river Srinirajana at Bodh Gaya. Isn't it? Yes. And you know what was the reason? Even Hindu people worship peepal tree. They have a belief that God Brahma exists in this tree. There is a couplet in Maghi. जड़ पर नित्यदिन तोरा जड़ घर काम सांझ के बारू. Here Buddha was meditating under the people tree at Bodh Gaya, and his wife, being a Hindu woman, was offering water to the root of the people, and she tells, नित्यदिन तोरा जड़ घर काबू सांझ के बारू दिया रे पीपर के बेड़ पदा दे कहिया आवत पिया. नित्यदिन तोरा जड़ घर काबू सांझ के बारू दिया रे पीपर के पेड़ बता दे कहिया आवत पिया. जड़ ब्रह्मचत्ता में विष्णु सखा में शिव गिना जाओ. जड़ ब्रह्मा चत्ता में विष्णु सखा में शिव विराजो, पत्तन पत्तन पर तोरा देव कंसर चौक डोराबो, एह जान तोरा भी रियनु लेके धूप और किया, रे पीपर के पेड़ बताते कहीं केकरा तर नहीं लोर बहेनु विपत अपन सुनाइनु. She has gone everywhere that Buddha must come to her. केकरा तर नहीं लोर बहेनु विपत अपन सुनाइनु, केकरा तर नहीं लोर बहेनु विपत अपन सुनाइनु, नहीं जानू तो हूँ कि कर्मा खड़क रहल मुर्जिया, रे पीपर के पेड़ बता दे कहीं आप. So Buddhism is concerned, and Buddha, what was the reason? We believe like this, but Buddhism takes it from scientific point of view. We know all the trees inhale CO2 but emit oxygen, particularly at night. But there are a few trees which emit oxygen for 20 hours, and among them people each. And that was the reason that Buddha had performed his meditation work sitting under the tree of people at Bodh. Yes. So Buddhism is concerned with the nature. Buddhism never suggests to pour out the dirty water on any natural plant. Buddha always tells he used to perform Varsavas living in this Benuban at Rajgir. Buddha used to stay at Benuban during the rainy season. And the reason, what was the reason? The reason was that during the rainy season, so many different types of insects are seen creeping here and there. If you make your journey, they will be put to death. You will curse them down. So Buddhism has affection for nature. Buddhism has affection for ahimsa, isn't it? Ahimsa. Buddha is called a perfect man. Perfect man is he in whom time and eternity meet together. When time intersects eternity, it is called the point of intersection, and that point of intersection is called a still point of the turning world. That happens with Christ. That happens. Time means one which has beginning and end. Eternity has no beginning and end. So if you take Buddha or Krishna or Christ or Rahman Mahavira as a human being, he stands for time. But if you take him or if you regard him as a superhuman being, he stands for eternity. And this term has been used by T.S. Eliot in his famous book, Four Quatrains. And this thing is found in Buddhism. Buddha is a perfect man. Now, we should know there is an American poet. His name is Allen Ginsberg. He was also a Buddhist. He became a Buddhist, though in 1974. But the seed of Buddhism had been lying at his heart for a long, long time. Later on, the seed of Buddhism started sprouting, and later on took the shape of a plant, and he became a Buddhist. He had written so many poems. Among them one is Sunflower Sutra. And once he was sitting in the evening time, and his friend was also with him, and he sees the sunflower, isn't it? Sunflower, and he finds it that it is covered with smoke and dust. What was the reason? The reason was that modern age is the age of industrialization. Industries and factories were set up, and smokes are coming out, dusts are coming out, and they were falling upon the trees of the sunflower, isn't it? Buddha has given certain prescribed rules. Sutra is a Pali word or Sanskrit word which means short rules or thread. Buddha has given 4 noble truths, 8-fold paths. Following those paths, Dr. B.C. Pandey has already talked about them. Following those prescribed rules, we can get enlightenment in our life. So Ellen Gill's work has criticized the materialistic attitude, selfish attitude of the modern people. We are hankering after money. Someone has pointed out about Nietzsche. Nietzsche has pointed God is dead. We are carrying the dead body of God. This is the modern age. So through this poem, he has pointed out that we must regard this sunflower as the emblem of eternity. It has permanent existence. It is just like a lotus. Lotus exists or floats on the surface of the water, but the water doesn't touch it. He tells that sunflower is within us. He has compared sunflower to a lamp. Lamp means that lamp cannot be seen by us through our ordinary eyes. It can be seen through our spiritual eyes. It can be realized. And when that inner lamp burns, the inner world becomes light. And that is the moment of attainment of enlightenment. That has happened with Buddha. So, I would like to conclude. समय भी बहुत हो रहा है, बोलने का तो हम लोगों को गोली की गोली चला करके खाते हैं, तो ये खत्म होने की चीज नहीं. So he has used metaphysical conceit in this poem. Metaphysical conceit, someone has talked of John Donne also. Yes, sir. So I am talking of metaphysical. मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि सबका इसमें आ जाए. So metaphysical conceits mean Ellen Gill's work has used metaphysical conceits in his poem The Sunflower. Metaphysical conceits means similarity between two things apparently dissimilar. If you compare my love is like red rose, that is not metaphysical conceit. Similarity between two things apparently dissimilar. If a girl is compared to a rose, that's right. But if a girl is compared to this bottle, this is metaphysical. So, he has used metaphysical conceit in this poem. He has used far-fetched images in this poem. So, this poem is in metaphysical vein. Because in metaphysical poetry, someone is addressed. This poem is in the form of address, and the sunflower has been addressed. Now, I would like to conclude that Ellen Gill's work has unified a spiritual world, aesthetic world, and natural world in a single image of sunflower. So, now I would like to conclude with Hindi and English, both the lines. We must have heard the name, you all must have heard the name of Robert Frost. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promised to keep miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep. You have been listening to me patiently for a long time. For this, I wish you all that हर इनायत हर खुशी आपकी हो, हर इनायत हर खुशी आपकी हो, महक उठे वो महफिल जहाँ हंसी आपकी हो, कोई भी लम्हा आपका उदास न हो, कोई भी लम्हा आपका उदास न हो, खुदा करे जन्नत जैसी जिंदगी आपकी हो, आपकी हो. Thank you.
मची वे तो लौंग वे